Episode 3853, Get Louder with the Truth.
Moms, it's time to rediscover, rejuvenate, and renew who you are in mind, body, and spirit. Welcome to Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie, the show to help you do just that. Here's your host, certified life coach, personal trainer, and nutritionist, Christiane Wargo.
Happy day. Do you know it? Yes, you do, because you made it. It's Friday. That means it's Confessions of an Upset Mama. Let's celebrate. Let's have some happy dancing, because you know what? Whew, it's the weekend. We've got football and family. I mean, maybe some good nachos. I don't know. What does it look like for you? Maybe you need to be screaming and cheering. Get louder for the truth. For those of you who are brand new to Create Your Now, welcome to this incredible family. I'm so delighted of your presence. If you already even had the opportunity, you want to head on over to createyournow.com, where you can learn more and sign up for the K.I.S.S newsletter, the Keep It Simple strategy, everyday solutions to live, love, and impact. This episode is brought to you by AIM, inspiring connection and community. All right, so I got to give you a quick update here. It is Friday, so it's Confession Day. Have you ever felt like you're trying to do everything only to be held back by everything? Yes. Well, my to-do list just keeps getting longer. It's, I think, triple what Santa Claus has on his list. I don't know if Santa Claus is already working on his naughty or nice list, but I'm telling you, mine right now, if I'm looking at what I'm supposed to be doing, I have not been good at all. There's just a lot going on. So I'm asking for your forgiveness and saying, I'm trying to get the website up and running. The new one, it's up and running, by the way. Go to createyournow.com. It's there. It's been there for a long while, by the way. I mean, decades, I think. I don't know. Who counts? I don't, because I've lost track. We are on the brink. We're going to crack probably 4,000 episodes this year by the time we're done. And yes, I pray that this is blessing you. And if it is, I ask that you share it. I ask that you subscribe, pass it on. If something, you listen to it and you're like, okay, this crazy Christiane, I got to pass this on to this friend or to this family member, whatever it is. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, because it's you who's spreading the word. And this is not for me. This is for us, right? We are to walk every day God's way. And it's hard when we're dealing with the dinner dishes and dogs. And then you add in, oh, wait, we've got the family and the spouse and all of that. You're like, oh, give me a deep breath. And then you just got stuff like the world. You add in the political thing of stuff, and then you add in the sprinkle of community and the sprinkle of church and the sprinkle of your, whatever's happening. Maybe you still have a mall. I don't know. But it gets a little bit confusing. It gets a little bit overwhelming, and you wonder, I don't think I can get through this. Well, let me tell you, that's why we're here. We're doing life together. And that's what I love about technology, and I love about the ability to come in and be able to be in your ear every single day. Soon, very soon, we're going to have our PJ party happening. Yes, I crossing my fingers. I don't even want to say it. I've said it before. I really hope to have had it done in September, fall, but technically October is still fall, right? Even November is too. So we're probably going to do a test. We're going to do a test run. That means everything's going to go wrong. It just is with technology, but that's all right. We're going to have our first PJ party. So stay tuned here and on the TV show, pray.com. We will be announcing that. And I want you to be there. I just want you to be there. I want you to be blessed. And it's going to be extraordinary, not because of me, but because of what God is bringing to each of the hearts that show up there, including mine. I am blessed. And every single time, a lot of people are like, Christiane, how do you get all this stuff in your head? I'm like, I have no idea. Actually, I do. I live a crazy life, and I'm very blessed too. And it's very adventurous. And my motto is, it's a party every day. Literally, it's a party every day. And on a side note, since I guess it's kind of confessions and we're talking about everything, I just got to give a shout out to my family. We lost a very, very dear family member yesterday. My great aunt passed away. She was 94 years old. She was a rock. She showed by her actions to me what it was to live a godly life, even when you make mistakes, even when you're stubborn, even when you're loud, even when you're talented. God loves you through everything, thick and thin. And I'm going to miss her. But I know she's celebrating with my Uncle Don and with my grandmother and her sister. So there's 3 sisters. And technically now there was 4 sisters. Okay. There were 4 sisters, but one unfortunately passed away, I believe 2.5, 3 years old. And so very early on. So there were 4, but 3 continued to live out their long, beautiful life. And so now they're all reunited in heaven. And so to Aunt Connie, I love you and I miss you. Okay, I did not expect to do that, but it's confession day. And I think, when I say this as a family, I truly mean it's a family. This is not something that I just come on here and I just start talking. I pray for you. I see you on the other side. When you email me, when you send me notes, some of you even text me. Soon we're going to be able to communicate and we're going to have more connection with our PJ parties. We're going to have more connection with AIM. And I'm so looking forward to that. Just diving deeper with each other because that connection, the relationship, we were built for that. And so you get my real and raw all the time. And you even get it when, we're talking about football games or tennis or golf or baseball, the Super Bowl, right? Whatever it is, whatever sport that I'm watching. And then you get the tears too. And then you get the jubilee moments, the weddings. And then you get the crashes of, I can't believe I'm doing this. And then you get, oh, oops. I totally, put my foot in the mouth on this one. That's what life is. But through it all, we can be together. We can lift each other up. And we know that God's got us. We're not doing it by ourselves. And you know what? Sometimes we just have to confess. Be honest, because there's something about the truth. And here's the thing, and I want you to brace yourself here. Parenting is not all sunshine and rainbows. It's not roses and rainbows. No, it's not any of that. Well, some of it, but not all of it. And if you're expecting an easy road, think again. Maybe you should have gotten that manual before that said, and maybe that just needs to be like a 3-page book that says, if you're thinking about being a parent and you think it's going to be roses and rainbows, think again, jump in. It's an adventure. Are you willing to take the risk? And really, that's what we're doing as a parent, as a grandparent, as you're mentoring children in your life. It's a risk and it's an adventure and it's a beautiful journey, but it's not an easy road. And most parents start with hope in their hearts and dreams of perfect moments. But the reality, it's a wild mix of heartbreaks and breakthroughs, chaos and calm, frustration and joy. All the more reason to get louder with the truth. Because as you know, life as a parent is a very complex recipe. It's fall, so we got to get out our recipes. Are you ready? A dash of sweetness tangled with a pinch of saltiness, some sour moments, and unexpected bursts of sugar. Sounds like a mess. Sounds like it's unpredictable. Oh, but it tastes so real. So how do you make it through the tough parts, the tears, the heartbreaks? How do you make it through those long nights of, I do not know how I got myself into this as a mom? How do you survive the chaos long enough to soak in the blessings that come with parenting? I don't know that many of us just kind of sit around and think about this. In fact, I don't think most of us do. We're too busy. We're too confuzzled. We're trying to break down all the chaos that's in front of us. And sometimes that chaos, it's full of blessings too. But sometimes we just don't understand what's that next step? Where are we going from here? What does it look like? Maybe if we were just to sit for a moment and take a pause, and maybe it comes to something like, wait, to survive is to soak. That is your K.I.S.S to keep it simple strategy. To survive is to soak it all in, to allow yourself to be in the presence of where you are in the moment that you're in. Not always frazzled going from one thing to the next. Not just like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can do this. Because we're not actually stopping and really thinking about, how am I going to get through my day as a parent? Am I actually going to see the blessings for just the moment? We just don't do that. We're too busy. We're too frazzled. We're too tired. We're too exhausted. Enough is enough because in our reality, we are not enough. That's our reality. That's not truth. That's the issue. That's why it's time to get louder with the truth. It's time that we stop always listening to what we see and how we're comparing ourselves on social media and what we're reading and what's happening and popping up in our feeds. And I know because I have found myself over the last few weeks reading more on my feeds than I ever have before. I'm serious. And I've had to make some comments to my mom specifically. I'm like, oh, wait, this just happened, but it came from this source on this feed. I said, so we got to take it with a grain of salt. I got to go and research it a little bit. But the problem is we get so comfortable that now it's like, oh, no, this is what it said. Now it is. But is it really? And I think we as parents, we try to paint the truth for our children, but what about painting the truth for ourselves? What would it look like if you saw yourself as a parent? Not about your kids. This is not about how you raise them, what you're supposed to do. Should I discipline? How do I discipline? Do we give them an allowance? Do we allow them to go and get a job? And do we force them to save money and buy their own car? Or do we buy their first car? Like all of these things that we go through. How soon should we get their driver's license? When do they date? When should they get their first, oh my goodness, cell phone? Yeah, I know. Crazy, huh? But it's not about the children today. Today, I want you to focus on you, what you're doing, because enough is enough, because you are enough. You got to get louder with the truth with yourself. And so I want to give you 3 things I really want you to think about when it comes to the role you play in your child's life. Number 1, your best is more than enough. Mom, you're going to have days when you feel like you're failing. And when the exhaustion wants to win and the shortcuts seem tempting, you're going to be like, oh my goodness. But showing up in love, even imperfectly, shapes your child's world in ways you can't see yet. Regardless of the ages, your effort is not invisible. Did you hear me? So keep going. Keep doing. Keep being. Remember, consistency beats perfection every time. Get louder with the truth. Your best is more than enough. Number 2, your voice shapes their identity. Every word you speak echoes inside your child's mind, good, bad, and ugly. Encouragement builds confidence. Criticism chips away at it. So when life throws curveballs, get louder with the truth that uplifts. Remind them that they're worthy, that they're capable, and deeply loved no matter what. And I'm here to remind you that you are deeply loved. Maybe you didn't have that growing up. Or maybe you did. Maybe you didn't have enough. No matter where you are in this season of life, my friend, you are loved, you are seen, you are heard. Your voice has influence over your children. Your voice also shapes your own heart. Be careful with the words that you speak because words have power. Don't just let your mouth just kind of ramble. There are times on here, I really should not edit those parts out because you'd be like, oh, Christiane, that's what you really sound like. Yeah, there are times, where I have my little outline because I have an outline. I don't write verbatim what I'm going to say here. And sometimes I totally throw the outline out the window and I'm like, where did that come from? I'm like, God, it was him, not me. But in all of this, when I'm doing this, I'm like, oh, I didn't think about that. Oh, wait, I didn't think about that. But there are times that I get stuck and it's like, and I'm tripping over my own self. I edit that out, of course, because I don't want you to hear me triple tumbling over my words. Why? Because words have power. And I want to make sure that those words that I use for you are ones that are going to sit there and then simmer and allow you to be, oh, okay, this stuck with me and this is where I'm going to go. And okay, this is the step I'm going to take because this is going to help shape me in the decisions that I make for today. Your voice shapes your heart and it influences their identity. So share from your heart, but make sure it uplifts. And finally, number 3, faith and strength are not optional. When you're a parent, it demands courage. Courage to face tough conversations. You're like, oh yeah, the birds and the bees and the honey nut trees. Yeah, we all want to have that conversation. Now it's worse. We have so many things that are out there. I'm like, oh my goodness, pornography, right? All of these things as to, gender. Who am I? What do I want to be when I grow up? Then you got social media and comparison. And the problem is it's always in our face, in our children's face. It's in ours too, right? You've got friends, you look. And we can get stuck in that. So we've got to have that courage to face tough conversations, to set boundaries, and to keep going even when hope feels scarce. Make sure you're praying. Because prayer can anchor you. It can ground you. Complaining won't move you forward, but a relentless belief in your purpose and what you're doing within your children and within your family will carry you through the darkest storms. So trust in God. Know that He's got you, even when you feel like, there's no way I'm getting through this one. Yeah, I've been there doing it. We all are. So don't give up on yourself, because I'm here to remind you faith and strength are not optional. So mom and dad, when you feel drained, don't quit. Don't settle for the easy way out. Keep pushing with the love that only you can give. Be fierce, be brave. Lean on your faith when the weight feels too heavy. It's interesting. I was watching a football game. I had to bring in football here. I mean, it's family and football, right? So I'm watching the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Bengals. And I'm like, oh boy. 2 of the oldest quarterbacks right now in the league playing against each other. We've got Aaron Rodgers with the Steelers. We've got Flacco, who came in for Joe Burrow because he's out with an injury. And Flacco is 40 years old. Aaron Rodgers is 41 years old. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Can I just tell you that this Thursday night football game was one of the best games ever? Now, if you're going to watch the rerun, then just pause this here for a moment, because I'm going to tell you who won, by the way. But if you don't care and I can spoil the moment for you, great. Just let it keep going. But believe it or not, Flacco won. Yeah. The Bengals pulled it off. It was incredible. They won by 2 points. I think it was like 33-31. I think that was the final score. I'm almost sure. I watched the game, I promise you. But it was a good game. And I'm sharing this with you because here's the difference. I was listening to the after post-game talk, and the way Prime does it is they have a couple of the players come from the winning team and they talk to them. And Flacco, I understand I'm paraphrasing this, so if you go and rewatch it, I'm probably not going to get it exactly right, but I understand it's a paraphrase. And Flacco was asked a question in regards to, hey, you're not young, right? He knows he's 40 years old. He knows his age. He can feel his age. He even ran and did a slide. I mean, I was sitting there cheering for him because I was like, I didn't care the age. Like, I was like, run. It's like that moment of run, Forrest, run. I wanted run, Flacco, run. Like, you got this, Joe, go. And he did it. He got the first down and it was fabulous. And the crowd went wild. Well, the question was really, how could you do this at your age? Like, what are you telling yourself? Because you're coming in replacing Joe Burrow. I mean, he's out, right? Because he's injured, so he can't really do anything. So it's really not a replacement, but you're still taking a position that you were not chosen first for. And now you're the oldest guy on the team, and you're kind of having to prove. And by the way, they did this in 10 days. Yeah, craziness. Amazing. They're second in their, I don't remember which lineup they're in. Sorry. I should know that. But regardless, they're number 2 in their, section. And he's just like, you got to make sure you know it's between the head. The truth. What you keep telling yourself. Mom, you got to get louder with the truth. What are you believing about yourself as a mom? Are you always beating yourself down? Because you're worth more than your beating moments. Yeah, we're all going to fail. Yes, we're all going to fall short. But let me tell you this. The hard part of being a parent is you're never not a parent. Once when you're a parent, how you like that is a double negative. I know. Don't send me those horrible emails if you are an English major. I did it on purpose. I like double negatives once in a while. It's important for us to understand the importance of what a parent is in a child's life. And even if you're one who's got a child who's estranged and they're not really talking to you much, you know what? You may not feel like you can do a lot, but let me give you this. You can always pray. Always. No matter what it is, you can always pray. And number 2, just make sure that they know your door is always open. No judgment, unconditional love. That's when you're fierce. That's when you're brave. That's when you're leaning on your faith when the weight feels too heavy. It's not about you. It's about what God is doing in and through you to reach your child. The truth is loud, bold, and unshakable. Make it your anthem because your child needs to hear it over the noise, beyond the doubts, straight from your heart. God's got you. Now you got to get louder with the truth. When midnight whispers doubt and fear, and silence seems the safest cheer, remember this, your voice must rise, a beacon burning through the skies. The days are long, the path unclear, yet love is louder than the tear. No tired heart goes unheard or lost. Each sacrifice outweighs the cost. Speak truth in storms, in moments bleak. A stronger voice your child will seek. Your courage is their anchor deep, the promise held when nights won't sleep. So stand again, though worn and torn, your love's a light that will not mourn. Pray loud, stand firm, when hope feels thin, you're fighting battles born within. In every word, in every deed, you plant the seeds your children need. Get louder with that truth today and lead their hearts along the way. Go in peace. Be present, be incredible, be you. I love you so very much. I cannot wait to see you on the other side. Blessings, hugs, and lots of love. We'll talk to you real soon. Have a glorious, blessed weekend. Bye-bye.
Feeling inspired, ready to train for life and love your journey? Visit createyournow.com for more incredible resources to help you along the way. We'll see you next time on Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie. And remember, always be sure you consult your physician before beginning any health and fitness plan.